Now we are resuming after namaz prayer, namaz break. Before namaz, I was describing the VLOOKUP function, and I told you if anyone have any query related with the VLOOKUP function, you can ask the question after namaz. So if anyone have any query or any question related with the VLOOKUP, you can ask it. Otherwise, I will switch to the next part of the question. You can
Sir?
unmute yourself.
Sir,
And
can you explain the VLOOKUP again?
sorry.
एक दफा और
Okay.
एक और दफा समझा दें VLOOKUP.
Okay. VLOOKUP is a function start by VLOOKUP. What is the first thing? What to search? Your first parameter. What to search? Your second parameter, where to search? The range in which you have to search. And the third column is the column number. Column number from where the data is to be extracted. So I use this as range. So in my example, in this range I have to search. So I used this range here. Where to search? A2 up to E12. This is the range in which I have to search. And what is to be searched is this number. Then this number is to be searched, then this number. So always we have to search one number. First time it is 11, that is to be searched. Next time it is 8, that is to be searched. Last time it is 6 to be searched. So any one value at a time, either J2 or J3 or J5. So I can use here as J and the value. I'm just putting a question mark. If I'm at the first row, you have to write down here the J2. If you are at second, third row, you have to write down here J3 and so on. The column number in the range from where you have to pick the data. So I have to pick the fifth column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The column number 5 is the data that I have to extract. So I used column number 5 here in this. And true or false? True or false? Because exact match, if you want to exact match, then it is true. If you want to search a partial match, then it is false. Partial match is what? So in my case, it is exact match. 11 is to be matched with exactly 11. 8 is to be matched with exactly 8. 9 is to be matched with exactly 9. So I use true here in that case. Okay? But that range is fixed. So if the range is fixed, so you have not to write down the range in this case, in this form. You have to write down the range in dollar A2 colon note A2 dollar A2 colon dollar E dollar 12. Instead of writing the range A2 say E12, you have to write down the range in this way. What is the purpose of without dollar? What is the purpose with dollar? Ji, Saad, can you explain the purpose of having dollar sign in this range without dollar sign in this range? Ji, Saad, is Saad in the meeting? Anyone or student in the class can answer this question?
सर डॉलर से जो है रेंज फिक्स हो जाती है तो सेल जो है मूव नहीं होते जब हम नीचे सेल में ड्रैग
जी सबीज यू आर
रेंज
राइट.
फिक्स हो जाती
डॉलर से रेंज फिक्स हो जाती है. जब मैं ये पेस्ट कर रहा था ना, देखिए यहाँ से उठा के इसको नीचे ला रहा था, तो ये एक्सेल का एक प्रोसीजर है एंड दैट प्रोसीजर इज entire range will be moved downward. So I don't want to move this range downward. I want to keep the range fixed. So that is why dollar sign should be placed over there. I think it is clear. Now the next part of the question is to find the mean of sample 5 and sample of 8. Two means are to be determined. So I am going to the Excel to represent these means. In my first sample, the mean can be computed as average of these numbers. Then I have to find out the average of these numbers. This is the sample mean 1. This is the sample mean 2. Okay.
Sir, there is an error in sample mean 1. आपने 16.75 को भी count कर लिया था, I think so. तभी GPA जो
Okay, I am
5.26
sorry. I am sorry, 16.75 I think is the total. So you are right. So I have to update the formula, and that formula is not up to H8. It is the formula up to H7, not 7, H6, 3.5, 3.35. So one mean is 3.35, other mean is 3.59. In the next part of the question, you have to find what? You have to compute a weighted mean of 2 samples. Can you see the question? Can you see the question? Okay. Can any one of you suggest the answer of the last question? Computer is not correct. Compute the weighted mean of the 2 sample means. Can any one of you answer this question? Ganza? Rabab Abbas? Or anyone in the meeting? Can you listen my sound?
Sir, I don't know how to calculate it. Like in the
Weighted
weighted
mean of
mean,
these 2 samples. Okay. Weighted mean of these 2
the
samples can be computed by a formula. That formula is, I am going to show you the OneNote slide. But before moving that, I just wanted to exit from this Excel file, because this Excel file is actually open in the OneNote. I think that is not working. The screen share is not working properly. Wrong sharing, it's showing that. Now I am going to answer this question from Excel. You have to use a formula of weighted mean x bar w. W stand for the weighted mean. This is equal to size of sample 1 times mean 1 plus size of sample 2 times mean 2 divided by mean 1, sorry, size 1, size 2. Now in my case, sample size 1 was 5, sample size 2 was 8, 8 multiplied by and 5 multiplied by divided by 5 plus 8 and multiply by what? Multiply by your mean 1. Your mean 1 was 3.35. And your mean 2 was 3.593. 3.593. This is called weighted mean. Can any one of you answer this computation? We can do in Excel as well. $3.49. Who is answering? Hafizur Rahman. 3 point. कितना आया हाफिज? 3.49. This is called weighted mean of the two sample. My last question with regarding this is, the weighted mean is a parameter or a statistic?
Parameter?
Is a statistic, not parameter. Why? Because it is computed by samples, by two
So
samples.
there, even if it's describing the population, it's still a statistic.
If we are computing the population mean, that is parameter. What we are doing here in this example, we are basically computing the mean of the two statistics. One statistic is the 3.35, other statistics is 3.59 by a formula named as weighted mean. So again, this is a statistic. We can say that estimate of population mean is 3.59. 49. This is an
So,
estimate. This statement is called inferential statement. G.
sir, हम statistic को compute करके, if we're finding a value that is about the population, it's still called a statistic?
No, if we are generalizing the statement as 3.49 is the estimate of population mean, this statement becomes inferential. ठीक है, 3.49 ही है, वही नंबर है, देखें हम, लेकिन उसको अब हम जनरलाइज्ड कर रहे हैं. किसके लिए जनरलाइज कर रहे हैं? पॉपुलेशन के लिए. हालांकि 3.49 is a number which is computed from sample. So whenever I am looking at 3.49, it is a statistics. When I am talking that the estimate of population mean is 3.49, so that sentence will be an inferential sentence. So inferential sentence is a generalization. The generalized statement of statistics about the whole population is inferential. Okay.
Okay.
Now the remaining part of the presentation. Then median is computed. Median is called the most middle number in the arranged data. So you have to first arrange the data and then obtain the most middle number in such a way that the data is distributed into two halves. One half comprised on the values less than the median, another half comprised on the values of the greater than the median. Yes, I will distribute the slide as well as the recordings. Now these are the steps of computing the median. You have to first arrange the data in ascending order, determine the number of observation n, determine the observation in the middle of the data set. You may have even number of observations or the odd number of observations. If you have odd number of observation, then n plus 1 by 2th observation is the median. If you have the even number of observation in the data, then it is the mean of the two most middle numbers. One is the n by 2th observation, other is n by 2 plus first observation. इन दोनों का मिड पॉइंट निकाल लेंगे आप, तो उससे मीडियन आ जाएगा. तो ऑड नंबर ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन इवन नंबर ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन पे डिपेंड करता है कि whether we have odd number. If we have odd number, then in middle we have only one number, that is the median. If we have even number, then in the middle we have the two observations. The midpoint of that two observation will be the median. Next, the mode is the most frequent observation. In a very quick way, I am moving these very fundamental concepts. The most middle observation. Most middle observation means the observation having the maximum frequency is called mode. Finding mode. The data on the next slide are the vice presidents of US and their state of birth. Find the model state. John Adams or Massachusetts is the state, Virginia is the state, and so on.
New York.
Which one?
New York.
New York. Basically, you have to obtain the tallies, and by looking at tallies, you can say that 8 presidents were born in New York. That is why the model state is New York. Okay. Can we find the median in this case? G. Can we find the median in this data? The answer is we cannot arrange the data because we do not have any quantitative value in the data. अब हम ये कर सकते हैं, अगर न्यूयॉर्क और इसको हम अरेंज कर लें विद रिस्पेक्ट टू स्टेट तो मीडियन आ सकता है, लेकिन वो इतना फिजिबल नहीं है। तो वी कैन नॉट से दैट कि जी हम इसमें मीडियन निकालें, लेकिन हम इसमें मोड निकाल सकते हैं। तो क्वालिटेटिव डेटा में वी कैन नॉट कंप्यूट द मीन, वी कैन नॉट कंप्यूट मीडियन। क्वालिटेटिव डेटा के लिए मोड इज द मोस्ट प्रेफरेबल मेजर ऑफ सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी। Is this clear up to here? Now we have to describe some characteristics of the mean, median, and mode. Arithmetic mean is sensitive to extreme values, very large or small. Can any one of you describe the meaning of this sentence? Ji.
Sir, if a set of values has one value that's really high, the arithmetic mean will be increased because of that, and it will.
Yes, you are right. If most of the student got 5, 6, 5, but one student in the class got 15. So if I computed the mean of this data, the mean will be twisted and dragged toward 15. So we should have to eliminate the extreme numbers from the data before computing the mean, because mean is affected by extreme numbers. तो data में जो outliers कहलाते हैं ये, so you have to remove the outliers from the data before computing the mean. If someone got 0 in the class is an outlier. If someone got 15 in the marks, 15 marks in the class, that is an outlier. 5, 6, 7, 5. This is basically the average of the class. So we have to find the average by excluding the extreme numbers. So ये basically, so this property does not affect the median, because in median we have to pick the most middle number. If we arrange the data, then extreme numbers will be on the either side of the data. Then most middle number is always be the unaffected by the extreme numbers. So median is resistant to the extreme values, while mean is sensitive to the extreme values. It means mean, whenever we are computing the mean, we should have to eliminate the extreme number from the data before computing mean. Is this okay to all of you? Yes, okay. Now we have to describe some other characteristic of mean. Sample mean and population mean. I gave already the idea about the sample mean and population mean. Sample mean is statistic, population mean is a parameter. Mean from group data, mean from ungrouped data. Up to now we were using the mean from ungrouped data because one example that I gave here is an example of ungrouped data. Or is it a group data? The data in this example is grouped or ungrouped?
Ungrouped है sir, ungrouped.
This is ungrouped data. Group data which is comprised on frequency table. So there is no frequency table in the data. So now if data is given in the form of frequency table, you can find the mean by just computing this formula. Total of fx divided by total of f. This is the formula of computing the mean in case of group data. If we have population mean, we can write down it as mu. If it is at sample mean, then we can write down it as x bar, depending on the nature of data. ये हम कह सकते हैं. I gave you the concept of the weighted mean and unweighted mean. जो अभी हमने एग्जाम्पल कैलकुलेट की थी, जिसमें ये मैंने एक्सेल दिखाया था आपको, और उस एक्सेल में हमने डायरेक्टली 2 सैंपल्स के मीन निकाले थे और फिर हमने उस एक्सेल में एक वेटेड मीन निकाला था। तो जो हमने सेपरेट मीन निकाले थे वो अनवेटेड मीन्स थे और जो हमने बाद में निकाला था वो वेटेड मीन था। मैं वेटेड मीन की एग्जांपल को दोबारा दिखा रहा हूँ आपको। अच्छा, वो स्लाइड डिलीट हो गई जिसमें मैंने वो वेटेड मीन निकाल के दिखाया था आपको। कंट्रोल Z करके देखता हूँ, शायद आ जाए। नहीं आएगी, डिलीट हो गई वो स्लाइड। अगर मैं उसी एग्जांपल में इफ आई एम इंटरेस्टेड टू फाइंड आउट द अनवेटेड मीन, तो दैट अनवेटेड मीन विल बी सिंपल वन। मीन अनवेटेड is equal to mean 1 plus mean 2 divided by 2। मैंने इसकी डिफरेंट स्ट्रेटजी यूज की थी। मैंने क्या यूज की थी? n1 mean 1, n2 mean 2 divided by n1 plus n2। This is weighted mean. If I am using the direct mean without multiplying with the size of sample, so this is called unweighted mean। उसी एग्जाम्पल को मैंने इस फॉर्मूले से किया था, मैं इससे भी कर सकता था। तो अगर मैं इससे कर रहा हूं तो वो अनवेटेड मीन कहलाएगा ये, ठीक है। Which one is more accurate, weighted or unweighted in this example? Weighted is more accurate because it is based on the sample size. So in this example, the weighted mean is more accurate as compared to the simple one. The weighted mean is also known as combined mean. तो ये जो अभी मैंने फार्मूला लिखा था n1 x1 बार n2 x2 बार plus n1 plus n2, we can say that it is a combined of the two samples. It is the combined mean of two samples. Now trimmed mean, I gave you the concept of trimmed mean. Do you have idea of the trimmed mean? Yes, Hamad, you are right. Computing the mean without outlier is a trimmed mean. As I gave you the example, one student got 5, second 6, third 5, one student got 15. If you eliminate 15 and then compute the mean of the remaining students, then this mean is the trimmed mean. To trim means you have cut down the data, which is the outlier data, and then computed the mean. That mean is called trimmed mean. And assumed mean is what? Assumed mean is that instead of trimming the data, you will replace the extreme numbers by the trimmed mean and then compute the mean again. That is called assumed mean. मैं example repeat कर रहा हूँ, देखें 5, 6, 5, 15, ये 3 or 4 observations थी. Trimmed mean is what? Trimmed mean, I am using T for that. Trimmed mean. Trimmed mean is 5 plus 6 plus 5 divided by 3. That is trimmed mean. I have eliminated 15. I have truncated the 15 and then computed the mean. वॉइस में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है अभी थोड़ा सा देख लें क्योंकि ये इंटरनेट का इशू है मेरा, मैं डेटा से कनेक्टेड हूँ तो इसलिए आज थोड़ा सा आपको प्रॉब्लम फेस हो रही है. आज घर पे इंटरनेट नहीं चल रहा है. ठीक है. ट्रिम्ड मीन इज व्हाट? ट्रिम्ड मीन इज 5 plus 6 plus 5, that is trimmed mean. कितना आ रहा है जरा बताइएगा. 16/3 कितना होता है? 5.33. This is the trimmed mean. And what is assumed mean? Assumed mean is 5, 6, 5 and 5.33. What I did, I replaced this 15 by the trimmed mean. डेटा में हालांकि 5.33 नहीं था, डेटा में 15 था. I have truncated the 15 and replaced the 15 by 3.55 and then computing the mean again. And now the mean becomes 5, 6, 5 plus 5.33 divided by what? Divided by 4. This new mean is called assumed mean. Okay, Ali Ahmed, आप अनम्यूट करके क्वेश्चन कर लीजिए.
सर अगर केस कुछ इस तरह का आ जाए कि जिसमें हमारे पास आउटलायर्स एक से ज्यादा हो, तो फॉर इंस्टेंस 5, 6, 5, 15 एंड देन 16 भी दिया हुआ हो और 2 या 3 आउटलायर्स हो, तो फिर हम लोग जो है 5.33 को 2-3 दफा लिखेंगे अगर हमें अज्यूम मीन कैलकुलेट
जी
करना है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आप 5.33 को 2 दफा लिखेंगे. और यही हम एनएस में भी करते हैं. एनएस क्या होते हैं? जो मिसिंग नंबर्स होते हैं. अगर हमारे पास मिसिंग नंबर्स होते हैं, मिसिंग नंबर्स के अलावा बाकी डेटा का मीन निकाल लेते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड ट्रिम्ड मीन. और उस ट्रिम्ड मीन को एनएस की जगह पर रिप्लेस कर देते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड इम्प्यूटेशन. तो इम्प्यूटेशन इज व्हाट? इम्प्यूटेशन इज द प्रोसीजर ऑफ replacing the missing numbers by the trimmed mean. ठीक है? Is this okay? Now we have to describe some characteristics of arithmetic mean and effect of change. These two characteristics I will describe in the next lecture. So I am just going to finish the today's lecture because I think it is the time to finish. And I gave you the chance to question about anything in the class. जी सवीज, what do you want to attendance दे रहे हो आप लोग? Okay. ठीक है, आप लोग अपना नाम लिख के और ERP लिख के यहाँ एंटर कर दो. I will place your attendance. लेकिन your जी पूछिए, कोई क्वेश्चन है तो.
जी मुझे पूछना था लाइक टेस्ट आप कैसे लेंगे?
क्या लेंगे?
टेस्ट या मिड टर्म?
क्विज लेंगे. देखें, इसी पे हम यहाँ पे आपको लिंक सेंड कर देंगे. LMS का एक MCQs बेस्ड क्विज होगा. वो आप फिल करके जैसे सबमिट करेंगे, मेरे पास उसके आंसर्स भी आ जाएंगे और चेक भी हो जाएगा वो. तो ज़्यादातर क्विजेज होंगे, ऑनलाइन होंगे और असाइनमेंट मैं आपको सेंड कर दूंगा. तो अब ये आप सेकंड वीक शुरू हो गया है, तो मैं एक असाइनमेंट और एक क्विज इस सेकंड वीक में रखूंगा. तो आप लोग अगले लेक्चर में और उससे अगले लेक्चर में दोनों में प्रिपेयर रहिए. इन दोनों में से किसी एक दिन भी क्विज हो जाएगा. मोस्ट प्रोबेबली नेक्स्ट क्लास में हो जाएगा. ठीक है, बट यू हैव टू बी रेडी फॉर द बोथ of the remaining 2 classes of this week, right? Okay, thank you very much.